Are you doing your homework to supersize and grow your business? Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here. Just writing on the screen of my phone, so it got me confused for a second. Today, our idiom to coincide with the BU 365-day challenge is to do your homework. Do your homework means to study a subject or a situation carefully so that you know a lot about it and can deal with it successfully or in the best way possible for you and your organization. Now, doing your due diligence, depending on what industry you're in or have been involved in, there are different types of due diligence you'll do. So whatever's appropriate to your business and your situation. But it never fails or ceases to amaze me how many business owners I talk to that absolutely positively just don't do due diligence. They don't do their homework when it comes to hiring, HR topics, when it comes to having structures and systems in place, when it comes to acquisitions, when it comes to contracts or negotiations or setting up agreements with joint ventures, etc. They don't actually have a vetting process or due diligence before doing that. So what are my question, I guess, for you today is, do you have a due diligence process that you use in each of these different situations, or do you have a due diligence checklist? I am a big fan and big believer in checklists. So in different industries, in different businesses, and in different situations, I create checklists, which are usually a partial sharing of expectations, as well as they can be used for giving people feedback to see if we are doing what we said we're going to do, kind of like an agreement or a contract. But what kind of things might you look at when it comes to doing your due diligence? Well, it depends what you're doing your homework on, right? If you're hiring someone into your business, I hope you have a process for that. But if you don't, as you're doing it, actually create a process for it so that you don't have to be the only one that does that for your organization as you grow and build and supersize it. That's why we have HR departments. That's why we have HR teams. That's why we have people that hire or let people go for us. But we need to have a process that they follow that's in alignment with our goals and our objectives, etc. Now, when we're doing due diligence, what are some of the things we might have in our due diligence checklist? We might have a records review. We might have legal history. We might have personal background information, personal background checks on key players. Say we're buying. I do a lot of buying and selling businesses. In order to do that, we have this huge checklist that we follow. All the different pieces of information we need and want before we decide if we're going to do a deal with this organization. If we're going to buy it, do a joint venture. We should do the same thing with our suppliers and our vendors, right? And people that do our distribution for us. If we don't research that company and know what to expect, it goes back to the days of buyer beware. You get what you expect, you get what you put into the situation, but you need to do your homework in order to know if it's even the right fit for your organization or not. When it comes to hiring, and I know it's not legal necessarily, but you sure ought to have somebody auditing people that you're considering bringing onto your team's social media. You can do a quick background search. It's probably $30-$35 to do a background search on anyone, at least in America. There's lots of services online that do that. Nexus, Lexus is one. I think they're still in business, but there's other ones that we automatically use. I, like many other people, have people fill out a personality profile or do a personality test. Sometimes we use disc analysis or some other form of Myers-Briggs to see what their strengths are and where they'll fit into our organization. I highly recommend you do the same. There's free places that you can have people take the DISC test and then just get their results. Do we hold that against anybody or anything? No, we use it to build them up and build on their strengths and then downplay the areas that, number one, they don't like or they're absolutely not interested in or not very good at. I do that with myself, right? I do the things I like to do as I'm growing and building and supersizing my businesses these days, and I don't do the things I don't like to do. I find someone to do it. I either outsource it after doing my due diligence and my homework on a person, place, or thing, a tool, even if it's a software tool. We have to do our due diligence on everything in life. Did you just hop into marriage with your significant other if you happen to be married, or if you're dating? Or did you, go on a couple of dates, get to know them, figure out, learn about their values and what was important to them or not? I contend that the more due diligence we've done, the more homework we've done, the more research on any situation, the better equipped we are to confidently handle that situation. Our no nonsense November chat today for the annual challenge was about always be learning and the importance of that. So it seems like homework fit into always be learning. I'm not sure exactly when this idiom was first used. It's been used, I'm sure, since ever people were giving homework around, but I think it wasn't until the 1900s or so that it was applied to researching and doing due diligence. And now, of course, you can go online. And if you've never had a checklist, go online and just Google free due diligence checklist for, and then whatever thing you're doing, for hiring, for acquisitions, for partnering, for joint ventures or whatever. And I guarantee you'll get some free checklists that pop up that you could use right now to start at least doing some due diligence in your organization. All right, that's our topic for today. Love to know your experience with this. How do you feel about homework? Most people hear the word work and they cringe. But if you're listening to me, you're probably not one of those people. You're probably one of those people that, like me, loves digging into and is curious about and wants to know more about certain things so that we can have a better relationship with that or them and improve our business. Any questions, hit me up. Otherwise, I'm hitting the road today for Texas. I will be with you tomorrow.